this is the third video, the correlations. Okay, in order to calculate the correlations, so we use a correlations coefficients to determine the relationships and also the strength of two variables. So we have two here. The first one for the population's correlation coefficients, and the population's correlation coefficients we use a symbol of rho. Ini nama dia rho, RHO, and is computed by using all possible pair of data values taken from population. Selalunya kita tak guna populations, dan dalam yang sebab population is too big, dan kita akan guna the sample correlations. However, kalau population tu kecil, kita akan guna yang population correlation coefficient. Tapi mostly kita akan guna untuk sample correlation coefficient. Okay, the linear correlation coefficients denoted by R. So R ni sama correlation coefficients, tapi is compute from sample data. Ini banyak yang kita gunakan dalam output dan sebagainya. So R is represent the correlation coefficients, and R measure the strength and the right directions of linear relationships between two quantitative variables. Ini you kena highlight lah. Maksudnya correlation coefficient ni nak tengok apa? Nak tengok relationships. Relationships untuk yang macam mana? Yang melibatkan dua quantitative variable. Must be quantitative variable. And this one is called as Pearson product moment correlation coefficient. T-score, use all this one is numerical value, and the mathematics score also numerical value. So since both of these variable is numerical value, yes, we can use product moment coefficients. In product moment correlation coefficients, we can see two main things. The first one, the directions of the relationships. Same as scatter diagram, product moment correlations can describe whether the distributions, the relationships of the two variable is positive or negative relationships. The difference between scatter diagram and product moment is a scatter diagram cannot tell the strength of relationships, but product moment, yes, it can describe the strength of relationships. So to describe the strength of relationships, we use the coefficients of correlation, and it's symbol by R. R is coefficients of correlation. These the two formula that we use to calculate R. So you can use this formula or this formula. The thing you have to remember is, in order to interpret R value, the R value must be between -1 to 1, where 0 is no correlation. Okay, this is the strength lah, the strength value. The strength value. If R equals to 1, then we can interpret that the relationships have perfect linear correlations. If the R value between 0.8 and below than 1, then we can interpret that the value of R is strong linear correlations. 0.5 until below than 0.8 we interpret as fairly strong, ataupun kita panggil sebagai moderate linear correlation. Less than 0.5, the strength is weak linear correlations. Positive or negative is based on the sign of R value. If positive, then we interpret as perfect, positive. If negative, then we interpret as negative perfect relationships. Okay. Okay, let's say R equals to 0.9844. Then we can interpret as, here we look at the strength according to the value 0.9, 0.9 strong. Then we interpret as there is strong. Here the sign is positive. Then there is strong positive linear relationships between X and Y. The second example, negative 0.2. 0.2 is weak. The sign is negative. Then we interpret as there is weak negative linear relationships between X and Y.